What's going on, people? We are back with another Transfer Talk episode. The window is open. There's lots of things to round up over the weekend. We've got Roy on Zaha comments. We've got Sakho potentially leaving. Players that could potentially join the club in this window. We've got lots to cover. But before we go into the video, let's quickly hear from our sponsors, Pitch Sport. So the first transfer news that we're going to be covering is on Wilfried Zaha. Now, hopefully it's the one and only one because I'll be explaining why I don't want him to leave. But it's positive in a way. And it's Roy speaking about Wilf. And he said the following. There has been so much speculation regarding Wilf over the years that I tend to let these concerns disappear as they often do. Wilf's good, and it doesn't surprise me that there are clubs out there who would like to sign him, but a lot of things have to be put in place before a player leaves the club. I'm just happy at the moment that Wilf is playing as he is, displaying his discipline and concentration and his passion for football and the club. And unless I'm given a reason to think otherwise, I expect that to keep going. So we kick it off with Wilf. And you know what? What Roy said, it all makes sense because as we know, Wilf has been linked with loads of clubs over the years and nothing has really happened of him leaving. Even when he handed in a transfer request, he still stayed at the club. So I understand where Roy's coming from. And in this window in particular, we shouldn't sell Zaha. And hopefully this is the last time that we're talking about Zaha in these Transfer Talk episodes in January because he's kicked on. He's playing at a preferred position. He's playing up front. He's scoring goals, getting assists. And you know what? I understand that this is going to be a difficult decision for the club because he's turning 29 this year. So if you want to go and cash in on him, then now's a perfect opportunity. But I would wait till the summer because the replacement that we're talking about with Zaha was Sarr at Watford. But even now, he's not really kicked on in the Championship. So as Roy said, it's not going to be easy just selling Wilf and just getting all the money and then living life happily after because it doesn't quite work like that. So there's too much risk involved. I would keep Wilf to the end of the season and in the summer, bring in a new player. But the reason why I think this is scary now is because of Pochettino. He's gone to PSG. And we've seen it for years of Tottenham trying to get Wilf, but simply not being able to afford him. Because as we know, they don't like spending big money on players. So the likelihood of Zaha going to PSG, and there's been rumours already, is increasing and has increased. And that's why I am a bit nervous. But in this window, I hope Palace do the right thing and don't sell him. Because we haven't got, I don't know who's out there that could easily replace Zaha in the January transfer window. And it's just something that I don't want to see. But let me know what you guys think about the Zaha rumours. Is he going to stay? I think he is. And hopefully he does until the summer. But let me know. So now we go on to the Mamadou Sakho talk. And the Athletic understands that Allardyce has an interest in Sakho, who he signed from Liverpool in January 2017. A seasonable loan fee would be required, plus a commitment to pick up most of the centre-backs' six-figure weekly wage and possibly the prospect of a permanent transfer fee should he help Albion stay up. Is Sakho going to play at Palace? I think it's as straightforward as that. If he isn't going to play, then is there a reason to keep him? I don't think so. But where things get interesting with Sakho is that his contract does expire in the summer. So you can look at it two ways. One way is that why should Sakho go to West Brom, risk an injury, when he needs to make sure that he's injury-free, because that's the main concern with him since he's been at Palace, all these injuries, so that when he does get a new deal with Palace or another club, you know, clubs can actually go and pay him that much because they can say, you know what, let's give him another try. But if he goes to West Brom and gets injured, then that's going to ruin his chances of getting a new contract, especially with higher wages. But on the other hand, he's not going to play at Palace, according to Roy right now, from what we've seen. He's not going to really be included in the squad, which I'm a bit confused about because, as you guys may know, I'm not a massive fan of Sakho as of recent, but I still feel like he should be in the squad and maybe should have started when he was conceding 10 goals in them 2 games. But Roy's not including him. So he might be worth getting him out on loan so he can prove to himself to other clubs and to Sam Allardyce and West Brom that he can still play. But it's just too complicated. For me, I'll see it as this. If he's not going to play, move him on. But let me know what you guys think in the comments down below with Sakho. I know some of you still think he's our best centre-back. I used to think that before he picked up all these injuries, and his partnership with Tompkins was by far the greatest partnership at centre-back we've had at a long time at the club. But of course, as I said, injuries have ruined it. So I'm not too sure if it's worth keeping him. But let me know, and let's move on to the next rumour. So according to the Daily Mail, Leeds and Palace are looking to sign Reading teenager Micheal Olise this month. He plays on the right of an attacking midfield three and has featured in all but one of his side's 23 games in the second tier so far this term, producing 4 goals and 8 assists in those matches. So I believe we were linked with him in the summer, but it wasn't really that serious because of course it was going after Eze and a couple of other players. But I'm telling you now, this guy is an absolute baller. As the report suggested, he plays in the right hand side of attacking midfield three, but also he can play on the right hand side in general, which we need. We need a right attacking player, right midfielder, because let's be honest, Andros Townsend, as much as we love him, he's not at it as he was previously, and we need someone with pace and someone who can, bring in a bit more potential to the squad, which Olise can. Only 19 years old, can dribble, is fast on the ball as well, and his passing is there. And look, he looks like an all-round player. Of course, he's playing in Championship right now. He's only 19 years old, and these type of transfers are risky, but I think it's worth taking on him. But the interesting thing about this is, in the report, there was no suggestion of how much clubs will be required to pay for him. And as we've seen in the past, Palace have their own value on players. The likes of Flynn Downs, they wanted £8 million in the past, in the summer, for the Ipswich midfielder, and Palace said that's too much for him. So if these reports are genuine, I'm intrigued to see how much Reading actually want for Olise and how much Palace value him, because I feel like this guy can be a fresh breath of air to the team. You have Eze down the left, Olise down the right, and we're laughing all the way. I'm telling you now. So we'll see what happens with Olise, but he was linked with a rumour to Palace over the weekend. So according to another report from the Daily Mail, Ozan Kabak is wanted by Leicester, Leipzig and Crystal Palace. The Mail claimed that Schalke valued their gifted defender at around £25 million, which highlights exactly why there is so much interest in the Turkish centre-back. Kabak, who has already had several international caps for Turkey to his name, has been already named as the Bundesliga Rookie of the Year for his defensive displays last season. So Kabak is Turkish, of course, so I'll try not to be biased, but I don't think I have to be, because he's actually a very good footballer. When you're looking at the club he's playing for right now, Schalke, they are struggling, so you may think, what on earth are they talking about, £25 million? But look at the clubs he's linked with as well: Liverpool, Leipzig, Leicester. These are all top clubs. So there's a reason why the rumours are there, because he is an all-round centre-back. And I would love it if we paid £25 million for him. But let's be honest, I don't see Palace going out and paying that much, because of the fact that we need other positions that we need to strengthen. And we're not in a position to spend £25 million on just one player and expecting to spend £25 million on another. So we need to make sure we're careful with our money. And that's where I think this is a bit disappointing, because he can pass, he can tackle, he can dribble. He's just the modern centre-back that you need at your club. 20 years old as well. So it's unfortunate that I don't think we'll see him at Palace. But it'll be interesting to see where he goes. And just remember that name, Ozan Kabak. He's had a couple of appearances for Turkey, the national side as well. And I feel like he's going to be a great footballer in the future. And many people will realise him. But Ozan Kabak, I would do anything to get him. Literally anything. And stop thinking dirty there. But I'll do anything to get him. But I don't think it's going to happen. Let's be honest. Well, that's it for today. Hope you guys have enjoyed it. We are finally back, and I'll be trying to do daily uploads whenever transfer rumours pop out. It's going to be a long window. Me and Hambo talked about it on what we need to do. And if you want to go and watch that video, go and click on the description there. It should be on either side. But hopefully you've enjoyed it. If you have, make sure to leave a like and subscribe so you don't miss out on future content. And until next time, up the Palace.